The following is the fake podcast. Please stay tuned for the real podcast.
Did you know that the average horse cock weighs about 11 pounds?
Welcome to the Streamless Podcast. With me today, I have Renvi.
Don't get me started. I don't come with brakes.
Oof. That inertia's something, isn't it?
That talk.
Simon.
And I am not a furry.
Are we sure about this?
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't track, friend.
And I'm Cordelia, and openers are for losers.
Like cookies are for closers.
Just
Gotta
confirming
go.
what I already knew.
Nah, my brain's just been sleep-addled this entire week, more so than usual. Yeah. The whole, hey, look, I fucked up my knee. Pain. You know, you don't really sleep well with that.
When your legs don't work like they used to before. Want to tell us what you did there, friend? How did you void your manufacturer's warranty?
I didn't just void it. I voided it back in high school. I just completely destroyed it.
You should have answered those phone calls about your car's extended warranty. They could have had one for your body. Just saying.
I mean,
you never know.
Well, the super short version was I was at a concert last Saturday, and I was being good. I stayed out of the mosh pits for the most part. You know, with the incidental one starting right next to me, but that was fine. My knee survived. I knew my knee was bad, which is why I don't go into the pits. Removed myself from the mosh pit situations after Glasslands finished up, because this was a Glasslands Beartooth concert. Beartooth is more of a heavy metal band, so pits are like the thing, and I did not want to be anywhere near there. Anyway, so I'm good. I stay near the back of the, pack of people, the whole Beartooth portion of the show. After the show's over, there's a dedicated 1/3 of the audience still there chanting for Beartooth to come out. Like, the sound guys are actually starting to shut things down and pack things up. And about 7 minutes of them chanting for Beartooth to come back out, the sound guy starts resetting everything up real quick. And I'm like, so we are getting an encore because these people won't shut up. Cool. So there's only like 1/3 of the audience. So I move up from my position, but I'm still at the back of the pack. I'm rocking out. I happen to be right next to D-Tune, Jordan, who's the guitarist for Glasslands. And we're just kind of jamming out together. And nearing the end of the only encore song that they're playing, I take a singular step back. I don't even jump. It's not like an energetic step back. It was like I need balance. I'm just going to put my foot back here step. My heel hit somebody else's foot. And my knee was like, I'm done. And that was it. Now, usually I re-injure my knee every year, once or twice. Can walk it off. I could not walk this off. I cannot straighten my leg. I cannot bear weight on that leg. So yeah, it's fun. It's lots of fun. Crutches and knee brace and orthopedic surgeon appointment coming up. Yeah.
Nice. Cordelia, you step and hurt herself in the confusion.
And I was just lucky that Jordan was right there, and he basically caught me, and he was like, "Here,
that's good.
Are you okay? No? Okay, let's get you away from people to this pole to hold yourself up until I can find you a chair." So, Jordan is good peeps. Confirmed. In case it was not already apparent.
Oh no, absolutely apparent. But I'm sorry. Your leg was like, that ain't the same for me. And it just checked out on life. I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, and then we went to the ER, and they did x-rays, which I could have told them I didn't break it. I could have told them that it's not broken. I know this pain. This is not a break. But, I understand due process, but I'm like, oh, those x-rays are going to cost. Because, yay, American health system. And they're like, right? And they're like, well, can we get you something for the pain while you're here? As long as you have a ride, we can give you like morphine or something. And I'm like, that's another however many dollars that I do not want. So no. But if you'd like to send me home with a little bit of something to help me sleep, until I can go and actually start getting this checked out by an, orthopedic surgeon, doctor-y person, that'd be great. And they're like, nope, sorry, just take Tylenol and Advil while you're home. And I'm like, that's not going to do shit.
Oh, great.
And it doesn't. I mean, it's helping with the swelling, I guess, but yeah. No. Not ideal.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The wildest thing about all of that was we have a mutual Canadian friend, and talking about, like time off or, insurance coverage and, planned leaves. And we're like, yeah, you're hilarious. That shit does not exist in the US of A. Like, you're lucky if your employer cares enough about you to get you coverage that's affordable, let alone let you have extra insurances. And it's like, no. And they're just like, what? Like, what do you mean? And it's like, no, sweetheart. And like, I know they live, like, they're like way on the east side of Canada. And like that, I think they've been to the US a couple of times, but yeah, it's a way different situation here.
I mean, I heard about it enough to not get all that surprised anymore. Concerned, definitely. Not surprised.
Yeah.
But then whenever I hear people going on, so I went to the hospital, we needed to talk about this, and this, and then there was my deductibles, and I see what the insurance covers, and depending on the hospital, and blah, 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 I need to get an itemized list. There's so many steps in order to do anything, and every time I'm sitting there like, how the fuck are you guys getting this to work?
Well, that's the thing.
Anyway.
The insurance counts on you paying, your monthly fee to them. And then when it comes to you actually having services rendered to you, they expect you to just not follow up on anything to make sure you're billed correctly and whatnot. That way they get more money from you, or they don't have to pay out as much money on you. And it's,
The one thing I will say, because, I worked for a major insurance company for about 10 years. A lot of people, not that I'm saying insurance is right, but a lot of people get mad at an insurer for covering or not covering things. And I found out from working there, it depends on your employer and what your employer is willing to cover for its employees. Mm-hmm. And they build plans specifically to what the employer wants to cover. Right. So at the end of the day, yeah, insurance sucks, but it comes down to what the employer picks out for their employees, which is, it can be completely customized. Like, there are people who, like, major universities, for example, will cover like gender transition and IVF and different things that like most insurance plans don't, but they hand-picked those things so that their employees have it. So at the end of the day, you have to go, oh, wow, my employer really just wants me to die. Cool, thank you. Like, it's so shitty. And it's like, oh my God, because I remember seeing all these plans being built and based off this and this and this and this. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, but that's not the same as this plan. They're like, oh no, each person picks out what they want, or each group picks out what they want for their employees. And I'm like, oh. So you really, if anything, I would say if you ever pick a job in the U.S., get the freaking fine print of what they cover, because that shit can vary so wildly. It's insane. It shouldn't be different, but it
seems mad.
It is.
Like an actual, like, what's it? It sounds like idiocracy. Speaking as a Dane, where it's like, oh yeah, we'll cover this, but not this. We'll cover We'll cover the operation of whatever you've had, but not the medicine.
Yeah.
Or some shit. Meanwhile, I'm here like, okay, I'll pay for the medicine, but I mean, that's the small fucking expense, right? That's just the after thing, but everything's covered.
It depends. Like, even there's for the first time ever, I think it was about 4 years ago, there's a drug that came out to cure hepatitis C, specifically, that was not curable. And that's usually through like drugs or sex, so you can catch that. And It's a $300,000 injection. Why it costs that much? That's on the drug people. So what did people do immediately after getting cured? Got reinfected. And so now it's to the point where, like, every insurer, because they're like just throwing money out like this, like, and even employers are like, oh god, we can't keep covering this. You now have to have advanced cirrhosis of the liver before they will approve the treatment. Shit you not. You could be healthy as a clam, something happened, and you somehow got Hep C. Accidental. You could be like the epitome of health, but they won't give you anything until you're basically dying. Here you go. Yeah. Yeah. It's disgusting. You're like, oh.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Healthcare in America.
I think we've touched on it before as well, where it's like, if I want to buy, like, paracetamol, I can just go, if I get it on like, a doctor's note or whatever it's called, like...
A prescription?
You need to go to the pharmacy. Prescription, there's the word. I go down there, oh, I need this. Because they'll usually just put, like, the most well-known brand, because that's what everybody sees right off the bat, right? I'll just go down there, and they'll look at it and go, I mean, we got this, but we've also got the exact same type from a different brand. That's, like, a third of the price. Wouldn't you rather want that?
Yeah, generics.
Yep.
Generics. But they work just the same, because they're legally required to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And... generally, the main suppliers of medicine in Denmark, they have to compete about who can be the cheapest.
That'd be nice.
It's not
refreshing. Yeah, that doesn't happen here.
So that's how we generally keep cost of medicine down, is because a lot of different companies can make it, but like, okay, we'll give you the bit, like, we'll give it the market this year if you're the cheapest.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That doesn't happen here.
No.
But speaking of medicine and illnesses and everything else, I'm seriously concerned about the southern U.S. I am so seriously concerned for many reasons.
Well, I mean,
One of them.
There's political reasons, but I don't think we're touching on that today.
We're not touching on that today. We're just gonna we're gonna Florida man that for next episode. But I spent a week in Atlanta, very recently, as of like I got back on Tuesday of this week, and I have concerns. A lot of concerns. Number one, I'm almost positive everybody in the South has some form of diabetes.
Oh.
And I'm saying that as, like, Cordy and I are very religious and very strict to our regimens and what we do, what we eat, and taking care of ourselves.
For the most part.
And listen.
Yes, me too,
You and I
yeah.
can't even touch what's down there. Oh my God. I ordered a cup of coffee. It was a normal cup of coffee. I was in the airport. I was at an IHOP Express. It was morning time. I was hungry. And so I got myself, a little meal. And that was, healthy-ish, and then I got a little cup of coffee. So this is even big for the cup of coffee that I got. One of those little teeny little to-go cups, right?
So was it like 12 ounces, you think, or?
Yeah,
okay.
Roughly about that.
So 12 ounces, for those of you across the pond, is 12 ounces, 354 milliliters.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teeny, right? So she hands me 9 packets of sugar.
What?
Yeah, just one more time. 9 packets of sugar. And at that moment, I was like, you for real? No, I drink my coffee black like a serial killer. So, I scooted all that stuff aside. And so I was like, sugar, 9 packets, 9. And they weren't those little teeny ones either. They were the full, fat, square, rectangle ones. Yeah. Even if I wouldn't have needed 9 teeny ones anyway. But I was like, yeah, just wait. Couple days before that, I was we were staying in the Marriott. I came down to get a meal at one of the restaurants there. And the waitress was like, oh, yeah, what do you want to drink? I was like, do you have unsweetened iced tea? Because that's like one of my main go-to drinks. And they're like, yeah, sure. Do you want any sweetener? And I was like, no. She dead ass looks at me and she goes, bold. Walks at me. And I'm like, bold? I'm like, I'm concerned about you people down here. Like, I really, really am. I mean, I hope y'all are okay. I know you're not, but like, I hope y'all are okay. Like in the sugars level, because like, you can't live like that. And like, even just visiting in, I went to visit in Nashville in April with Amy and Zach, and they were like, "Oh man, you know, if you're out," because Nate was the pack mule. He was happy doing it. But he would take a backpack and, you know, rucksack to the grocery store and back and grab things. Like, if you have sweet tea, can you give us a gallon of sweet tea? And I was like, a gallon of sweet tea. I'm like, I know they're just used to it, so it's like, it's not a big deal. But like, if I ever have a mistake tea, like through a drive-through or somewhere else, someone gives me a tea that has sugar in it, I take one sip and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't want that at all. I don't want that at all. That's the your face is just caked in this like fake sugar, yeah. And I just I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't. That is one of the major things. Everything down there, the portions are massive. You want a biscuit? You ask for a biscuit? No. Nate loved when we were in North Carolina in January. Oh my God, everything. So there's a certain line where you cross over and things just get bigger. He loved this place called Biscuit World, and it was
Biscuit World.
The fastest way to Nate's heart is through his stomach. I swear to God, I promise you. And he is not diabetic, so he can eat whatever he wants. He has no heart issues. He has hypothyroidism. That's it, which he keeps in check. So I'm like, fuck you. Eat whatever you want. I can't. So he comes back from Biscuit World one morning and he's like, I got us biscuits. They were the size of my face.
Oh, God.
Nate in heaven. Me going, oh, fuck no. Like, I have one bite and on the inside it's just greasy, gooey, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was everything you could think of in terms of grease and fat. And had I been that kind of person, great. But I was like, bleh, bleh. He's like, isn't this great? And I'm like, no. Like, you can have mine. I don't want it. But like, serious question. I hope everybody else is down there is okay. The second thing I will say about that is when I think it was like 8 people who approached me about religion, and I am the most atheist person on planet Earth. I'm positive. And I mean, I got handed so many cards for Jehovah's Witnesses. I had homeless people coming up to me, getting out of their car. And I'm like, no, I'm on the phone with someone too at the time. And they're like, coming to me like, I know you're on the phone and all. And I was like, no, I don't have any money. They're like, I'm not homeless. You see, I have a car. And I'm like, you could be homeless in your car, whatever. They're like, I just want you to know that the Lord loves you and Jesus loves you. And they're just coming closer and closer. And I'm like, I will roundhouse kick you in the face if you don't back the fuck up. Number one, you're not wearing a mask. Number two, you're coming here to preach to me on something that I don't give a fuck about. And I'm like, this just kept happening. Like, the amount of like random God loves you cards, this, that approaches. I'm like, cool, great. He can keep on loving. I'm not returning his calls. I'm leaving him left on red. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
like,
perfectly fine staying friends. It's cool.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's hilarious. Sorry, I need to give that a clap. Perfectly fine. But no, I'm just like, I couldn't understand how people were just constantly approaching me, and I'm like, what is happening? Is it the sugar? Is it what's going on? But with the amount of people who have approached, I'm like, please go away. Please go away.
Right.
Please go away. And I'm just thinking about it, generally speaking, you shouldn't approach anyone when they're alone, but don't approach a woman when they're alone. Like, leave space for your God, okay? In between you and me, all right? Like, don't come closer to my face. Like, I don't.
Leave room for Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it they say for like the school
the
dances down there?
Yeah, leave room for the Lord. But I'm like, no, like, leave me out of this. And I don't know why I was a magnet for everybody. I mean, I gave homeless people who asked, like, hey, can I have some money for food? And like, if I had cash, I just gave it away. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I'm like, because that way I just know it's like a couple dollars and they're gone. They're on to the next person. I'm like, cool, bye. But like, people come over and be like, hey, can you walk with me to this place and get me food? No, I don't know who you are. No, I will not. Actually, I will not. No can do, friendo. It just interesting times. it's probably the most approached I was for sugar and for religion. I was like, I'm really glad to be back in the North. I'm really glad to be back in the North. I was like, unsweetened iced tea. You should have seen the look when I told Glow about that. I was like, yeah, unsweetened iced tea and black coffee. They're like, what? What? I was like, Glow, it's great. I love my hot bean water. It's awesome. You thought they were losing it, and I was like, Glow's all of this big and had like 400 million snacks the entire time. Like, they had Slim Jims, they had Starburst, they had Goldfish, they had jerky, they had all these different things, like, just to snack on. Like, I swear they ate like one meal a day and then just snacked on random crap all day. And I'm like, how do you do that and stay this big? Like, I don't know.
Different metabolisms. That's all it is.
I know. And I'm like, damn. Okay. Can I have some?
Like, I will say, in regards to being approached constantly, I think those are funny.
What?
But that's mainly because I tend to be that one shitlord who's going to say some dumb shit in response. Which is like, someone walks up to me and he's like, oh yeah, from like, I don't even know, some like, oh, save the planet, whatever. Like, okay. And you're doing this at the general shopping street where everybody is having plastic everywhere. You think anyone gives a shit? Number one. Number two is he comes up really aggressively, this dude, right? And I'm like, looking at him full beard and everything. I haven't shaved in half a year. I'm just looking and go, I'm not 18. So he's legally not allowed to approach me.
Wait, how old do you have to be for them to legally be able to approach you like that?
18.
Oh, okay.
You need to be a legal adult.
Okay. Because I thought you said you were 19, and I was like, okay, but at what age does that become legal? I just misheard. It's fine.
That's fair. Like, he starts going off, and then immediately approaches this young woman who just blows him off. She's not interested. Mm-hmm. And he yells after, like, oh, that's fine. I guess if you don't care, then our planet will just die. At which point I'm like, ha ha ha, factually inaccurate, buddy. Let me just talk to you about that for 5 minutes while you really want to get away.
I just needed a Simon with me, because the way you go from ha ha ha, it's like being friendly, to being serious, you go, and like your eyes are much more piercing, like, I will invade your soul. Like, you literally become Alistair, like, and I'm like, okay.
Like, personal space? Did you want that? You needed mine, buddy. I'm coming.
Admit it. Simon's looks can either be friendly or evil. There's no in between.
Well, the beauty of the looks, though. Okay, here's the beauty of the looks. He can keep the same face. All it takes is a certain tilt of the head, and that's it. It goes from, like, friendly to evil in no time flat whatsoever.
No, when you do your eyes like that, though, yeah, that's when it gets real fucking scary. And I'm like,
the thing, I think it's funny. It's just they come with a lot of very generalized and oftentimes factually inaccurate things that I can correct them on.
I'm just gonna leave the light on tonight when I go to bed, because I don't need the.
You don't need the Simon sleep paralysis demon.
I mean, you're not.
No, I don't.
You're not trying to take money away from me with some false preset thing you want to say. So, it's fine. Yeah. I like that. I think it's funny. And then people come around, they're like, hey, yo, have you heard about Jesus? And I went, yeah, he's a right dick. And then I leave.
Oh, no. God.
Like, I don't give a shit if people are religious. That's their thing. I've got religion's like a dick. Mm-hmm. You can have it, but just do not try and shove it down my throat.
Yeah, exactly.
Or up my ass. Anyway. I was watching my recording of that, and it's like the smallest wavelength I've made this entire time. Or up my ass.
Oh, you better believe I'm gonna fucking pump that up to 100.
Jesus Christ, no. Oh my God.
It's funny.
Sorry, speaking of something else from the South. It's hot down there. It's really hot down there. I know it's been a hot summer overall, but one of the items I cosplayed as was a collie from KDA Pop Stars from League of Legends. And Glow also did one from that too. They did Kaisa. So we're both in these
Nice.
yeah, I mean, you should have seen Glow try to get into this skin tight outfit. It was
I
hilarious.
was going to say that's mainly the reason I said nice.
Yeah, no. Just the hopping around the hotel room trying to get this thing on was beautiful. And then the and like, okay, you got it, you're good. But with my Akali thing, it's just like, yeah, you have like the bra, you have the jacket, you got the hat, the wig, all that stuff, and then the mask that has like the teeth and stuff, and the leggings and all that stuff. And anyway, it was relatively easy. But we got dressed up. We went to go wait in line to get our badges, which can take a while. Mm-hmm. And so we're waiting to get in. We're walking. And the lines, half of the name of Dragon Con is Line Con, because it really is. You're in lines forever. So we're in line, for probably about an hour and a half. Until we finally get our items, because we were snaked around the building. You have to go around the building, and you have to go into, it's in the Sheraton Hotel, and you have to get into the Sheraton, and then you have to wait in a line to get up to one of the ballrooms. And once you get to one of the ballrooms, you then do this whole like zoop to get up there. So you're just like waiting. And at one point in time in the line, Glow looks over and goes, "Oh, your boobs are glistening." And I was like, "Glow, all of me is glistening." Like, everything is glistening. I eventually took that jacket off later.
Yeah.
You could see it almost dripping.
Oh.
I had sweat so much. I was like, and then I had to put it back on. I was like, no.
At which point you really wish you just kept it on.
Yeah. But I was like, oh. Okay, but for a good 3 minutes, that cold sweat felt pretty good. And then it got warm. I didn't feel so good anymore. But I was like, I literally, up until about the last 2 days, which the last 2 days of us being there, one of those days was the last day of the con period. And then the day after was, we came in a day before and it left the day after. And those last 2 days were finally cool because it had rained. But the rest of it was just me feeling like I would get out of the shower and I'd be like, I think I'm still moist. And I'd get back in the shower, moist. I was constantly.
Can I moisten your lips, madam?
Moist. I was like, I couldn't T-pose enough to get rid of the moisture. I was like, please, anything. There's numerous reasons why I'm really happy to be back home, where it's a little bit colder. Oh, yeah, that I'm not prepared for that heat. I don't know how people survive. I see you. I don't know how you exist. I just ignore the fact that you don't have air. I can't look at that.
I have air. I just don't have the condition.
That was far funnier than it should have been.
The condition. That was beautiful. The way you said it all smiley, like, I just don't have the condition. Like, what? That was beautiful. Thank you. Yeah.
But this summer's averaged anywhere between 60 and 75% humidity.
Ugh. Well, that's like Michigan half the time. So what am I talking about?
See, I think the thing that got to me is I've been working from home for 2 years. So when I leave, it's only to travel, usually. And so I was like, and I've been going to places that haven't been oppressive. And so I was like, I have to move in this. I don't like that thought. It sucks. And it's something about, like, I will never knock wearing a mask, but it sucks when it's hot and you have to wear a mask. And you're just, like, recycling your own heat. Mm-hmm. And your whole face is like, would you like us to melt? We're going to peel off your body now. Like, no, please don't.
Well, that's just like, rolling up into work, because I still have to go to work, doing the crutches to get into the building and everything. And I finally get to the elevator and I notice I'm like, oh, I'm so out of shape. Oh God, I'm sweating. Like, it's bad. Because I don't have a handicap placard or anything, so I still, I try to find the closest spot I can without breaking the law.
Oh. I feel like I should make you a little placard. Be like, this is my leg. Ouch. Hang
My
on.
leg, it's broken, but not broken. It just don't work.
Wait, I'm gonna go, oh no, our leg. It's broken. And you
Oh,
just
no.
hang it up.
My ladies.
Oh, that's horrible.
I mean, yes, Simon?
No, that's just completely tangentially to the whole cosplay thing. But
Go for it.
if you want to finish
Go
it,
for it.
No,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
fine.
I'll happily interrupt.
Be the interrupter.
So it has been brought up because I don't do cosplays,
Okay.
but tangentially to that, there is the idea of VTubing, right? Where you can kind of be whatever you want to be. It was suggested to me by a friend that because of me having already been dead and had some issues afterwards mentally that we don't want to deep into, but it's kind of funny when you really think about it. For Halloween, and specifically only for Halloween, that I should invest in a high quality VTube avatar that was just a lich.
Yes, do it.
Well
Do
played.
you realize how much money
Oh, I know.
that's gonna
But
be?
still.
But I'm like, if I had the money, definitely.
You just need to find yourself a VR chat sugar daddy. It's fine.
Sugar mama.
Either way. Like,
No.
are you going to really be...
Sugar daddy.
Daddy.
Yes.
Daddy Bezos.
Oh, God. With the
I've
little,
been a good
with,
boy.
with the lisps. That
Yes.
is Bezos.
Daddy Bezos.
Or,
Oh,
alternatively, you could show your face and do something that I got for Possible Redemption on stream. And become your true cat boy.
just straight up become Catboy.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
bells and
it's got
everything.
Bells.
Oh,
Can't
God,
really hear him.
no.
But anyway, he'll hear on the recording. Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's a much cheaper
there are
option.
people- There are people that watch my stream that has a key to my home. I don't need that bullshit from them.
Plinko, 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 plinko.
Uh-huh.
Wait, it's like Candyman. If I say plinko enough times, they'll disappear.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, 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 Beetlejuice. Yes. please.
Sushi.
Plinko with
Things you
sushi.
want to
Plinko with
say.
sushi.
Yes,
Just
yes.
busts down my door, just prepared with Timo hat and snowboard glasses on. Just, yeah.
Yes. Just saying, it's an option. Daddy Bezos can bring that to you.
Daddy Bezos, get me the good cat ears.
They have bells on them. They're pretty cute. I was like, oh, I don't need that. Anyway.
Cut to like a couple of weeks later, and then I get a DM from Bezos. Send me address. Like, oh fuck! Should ask for something bigger.
Yeah, right? That just happens to be the thing.
Right?
Yeah. And if you're asking, yes, it did come with the tail. I will not show you on camera.
I
Yep.
Speak.
I was like, oh!
Speaking of Amazon, I've been getting a lot of spam texts and emails, not from Amazon, but people pretending to be from the Amazon card company.
Yeah.
Because I have a store card with them, just so I can earn bonus points and stuff, so
do
I don't
too,
have to
yeah.
spend as much money. Anyway, it's like, hey, card holder. Not the exact words. I've deleted them, so I can't actually look them up right now. But basically, like, hey, card holder, we've noticed some suspicious activity on your profile. Please click here to tell us if this was you or not. But, like, if you look at who it was from, it's like some random ass letters and numbers jumbled at, like, whothefuckknows.com. And that's who it's from. The two is like not even. So I still get my fucking college emails forwarded to my MSN account for whatever fucking reason. I thought it would have stopped by now, considering I've been out of college over 10 years. But whatever. So it's got my, Wayne State email. that's being forwarded to my MSN plus like 100 others. I'm like, yes, because if there was fraudulent activity on my account, you would send it to 100 people.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, this is clearly not a scam. It's fine. It's fine.
If you invest $1,000, we send you $5 million.
Yeah.
Just need help. Please reply. Thank you.
Nigerian prince. Okay, I see you. Here, let me just wire you this money.
Oh my God. What a scam.
Well, there's also another scam going around for texts. There's like fraudulent texts going out that say like your debit card has been compromised at, and they just list a random common bank.
Yes, Trojan. Here you go.
It's a Trojan.
It lists like, Fifth Third's Bank or Comerica or Chase or, like one of the big ones, that a lot of people have. So, the people that get it that don't have an account there, they're like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's spam, but a lot of people who actually do have accounts at those institutions are actually like clicking on the link and stuff and giving them like all the information off their card. And it's like, people, don't do that. Go to your institution's website, call them and see if it's legit. Or like if there's a big scam like this, like we put something up on our website saying, hey, if you get a text, please call our call center to make sure it's true. But, we will not ever ask you for your full card number or this or that. Like, I don't get it. I mean, obviously it works. Otherwise the scammers wouldn't pull this shit. But
I mean, that's the tactic, is that they make it so obvious that if people do bite, they know that they're naive enough to fall all the way for the whole thing.
Yeah. But it's weird sometimes. I feel like banking, financial institutions as a whole are weird, because I feel like sometimes it's yay, sometimes it's nah. And like, I know scammers will try to start with something small if they have your card, like small purchases before they do a big purchase.
Most of the time.
But how are you going to let me spend like $300 at a store across the street, but when I go to tap to pay for a 99-cent cup of coffee at like Tim Hortons, it's like declined, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, let me have the goddamn coffee. And it's like, Chase, fraud. And I'm like, Chase, I need caffeine. Please approve this fucking purchase. Like, you just let me spend X over here, and now suddenly you give a fuck that I'm literally 4 feet away. Dude, just pay for the coffee. So I'm like, fine. To pull out a credit card to then swipe, because I can't retap it again for a couple minutes because of the whole fraud thing. And I'm like,
yeah,
it's annoying as shit. Apple Pay has saved my life because I just double click it, it pops up, and I'm like, beep, walk away. Thank you. I've very rarely had a beep fraud issue, so I'm like, no, that's me. Beep, done.
I think the only scam that I've seen in Denmark as of recent is we had someone call up the store phone.
Okay.
Going, oh yeah, I'm calling from insert large insurance company, and there's an issue with your account and whatnot. And I went, oh, you know what, that's kind of funny. Because, like, I don't actually have an account there, but what I do have is an opportunity for you to support a combined cat shelter and grill bar. For only, the equivalent of, like, $20 a month, you can make sure that they're well fed until their time comes.
That reminds me of, there was some TikTok or YouTube video a while back where like someone had like one restaurant on the phone and another restaurant on the phone, and they called you at the same time, and they were both Chinese restaurants. They're like, it was just back and forth, and I was like, that's all I could think of was you would be that person who would be like, oh yeah, you got a deal for me? Well, sucker, settle on down. I got a deal for you. Like whole used car salesman line. It's like, yeah, I could see that being you 100%. Like, listen, you want to do this? Well, we're gonna do this. 100%. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're funny.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine going, there's cat cafes, but going to like a bar and grill with cats, though. Like, go enjoy a beer and have, cat pets. you pet the cats. I'm like, oh, just don't get beer on the cats. That would not be good.
Conversely, you go to a cat cafe and there's no cats.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, question the food. Question the food. Okay. That would be a little awkward. Yeah. No. What?
Did you mean to say it would be a bit me awkward?
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm just writing that down right now. Me awkward. I can't. Thank you.
I'm so hip and cool and funny and down with the youngins.
You're hip with the cool kids.
I would like to buy one weed.
Can I have a one weed?
A one weed. Oh my god. No, speaking of repeating things or getting things back to people, I feel like I have traveled so much in the last couple of months that I can memorize every safety brochure, every procedure. I can go front to back with the buckle your seatbelt, let the oxygen mask drop down, like on planes is what I mean specifically. And I had to count, I think I've been on over 11 flights the last couple of months. And I'm like, I spent a lot. And I to the point where I'm like, I can already repeat what the captain's saying. Is like, flight attendants, prepare for departure, or prepare for takeoff, cross-check and all call. And it's like, I know exactly what that is. Cross-check and all call. It's when they're locking the doors, make sure it's pressurized. And I'm like, yeah, I know all about this. I can watch the little scales at the front of the airplane that show like when they're loading the luggage because they have to make it even on each side. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yep, they're doing this. I'm like, I know everything. I'm like, I can work here. I could do this. I'm like, give me a freaking badge. Let's go. Second to that, I know I gave shit to Frontier. I need to slide that shit to Spirit real quick because Frontier is markedly better than Spirit. Spirit is like the Sky Bus. It's your last resort. You don't know if they're going to be on time. However, they were a half an hour to 40 minutes early each flight. So I was like, hey, thank God. That was actually pretty nice. But they packed it. They're like, this is a completely full flight. And on my way home, they kept texting me like, hey, we're getting to the airport. Hey, did you want to possibly incentivize to change your ticket? Did you want to take a different flight? We're dealing with some, but if you check in the US, if you check into your flight, they can't make you change. You have to be checked in. So if you weren't checked in yet, they could possibly say like, hey, we gave your seat away. Or you can't make it on this flight, but I already checked in, so I couldn't do it, but they kept trying to push it on me like, hey, we maybe oversold this flight. And I was like, sounds like a you problem. I bought this back in April. Like, no, I'm getting on that plane, so. And I
feel like the whole overbooking thing, because they do that well knowing that they overbooked.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that should be counted as fraud.
Yeah, I think the problem is sometimes it's because you put your seats available, right? You put it on your own website, and then every travel website is also vying for it. So I think at the same time, there might be that little bit of overlap where like seat 3A, which is what I was in, is being booked on Hotwire, and then seat 3A, the time delay being booked on Spirit, they might have hit the same time or something else. And I think that happens occasionally where it's like, oh, fuck. We didn't think that it would, and then you both have John Doe and me have site 3A,
I mean, at that point, it should just be up to their responsibility to then get back to the one that purchased it last and go. Slight mistake. We've not withdrawn money.
Yeah.
We're terribly sorry.
Yeah.
That should be on them. It should count as fraud. I'm just saying.
No, I don't disagree. I also think sometimes they oversell a little bit just to kind of, there are the people that miss their flights fully, I think they oversell a flight just in case of people missing the flight. So therefore, they still have a full flight.
Yeah.
Regardless. So I'm not defending them though. Like that's just
It's shady. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did crack up though because I think someone's scale is fucky wucky, but on the way to, if you're not flying on Delta, you have to have 40 pounds or less for your checked bags. On Delta, they allow 50 pounds. And so I went down and I was like, oh man, I packed what I needed with cosplays and everything. I didn't pack anything extra. And I go to roll it onto the scale and it's like 39 pounds even. I'm like, fuck yeah. Okay, cool. I knew on the way back, because I'd be buying stuff, that I would have a bag, like a backpack I would have, but I would still, it wasn't a big backpack, so I still had to stuff in my checked luggage. So I was like, okay, hopefully, I did well enough. I get to the airport. It's fuller than what it came with. It is fuller than what it came with. Roll it on the scale, 39 pounds. And I'm like, because if it's over, if it's 41 and above, it costs you extra, I think on Spirit it's like $60 to $70.
Oof.
It's a lot of money. Yeah. And so I was like, but the amount of maniacal behind a mask I was doing was beautiful. And I was like,
Nice.
thud, bye. I was like, yeah, it's not 39 pounds, but you cute. I'll take it. And I'm like, I still don't know how that happened. And I was like, perfect.
Perfect.
It is perfect.
It is. Worked out well.
I feel like, well, you've all seen the videos about those the stewards that with the whole safety thing, where they got that funny attitude and they're making a whole show out of the prep phase.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be, at least I think I could do that if I could get of them the fact that I have a crippling fear of getting on a plane.
Yeah.
You could do what Delta does. So Delta has pre-recorded ones that they'll play. That'll show a video in their seat backs. So you could do a pre-recorded one.
That would be funny.
Why did I give him that idea? Why did I do that? Oh my god. TSA, everybody, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was a horrible idea.
Delta, do I have a suggestion?
God.
For you.
Maybe start with Spirit, because I did not need to be I need to be elbows to assholes on that flight home. So maybe ask them first.
I mean, sure, whatever gives me money and is ethically above board.
Well, I mean,
Somewhat optional.
Yeah.
Optional.
Yeah.
On the ethic. Yeah.
But one of the funniest things I saw when I was at baggage claim, waiting in Detroit for my bag to come up, was there was this little family, and there's this little girl who's just like, I know, hon, I know you don't want to be home. And I was like, yeah, I feel you, hon. I don't want to go back to work. It's like, yeah, I don't want to go back to work either. And he's like, but you know what? Her ticket costs just as much as my ticket, so I got to go back to work. And I was like, you're right. There's no discounts for little things. And I was like, oh, I can't imagine. At that moment, I was like, I will never take my children on vacation. I don't like paying for myself.
Man.
I don't like paying for Nate. So I can't imagine paying as much for a flight for a person I made. That would suck. I'd be like, where's your allowance? Where's your money?
Oh, God.
Oh, flights are cheap, man. And no.
No, I know.
I probably spent in the last, I don't know, a little bit, $4,000 in flights. And
Jesus.
But you know what? My mental health has been great. And I realized, because I quit Facebook and Instagram about 2 months ago. And it's been nice. I just I made a Twitter, Discord, or stream. And then I'm just like, I haven't opened TikTok in a while. Sorry. Again. Anyway, so it's just been nice to just not look at I feel like there's two sides of social media. And one of them, you have people who are for the majority, there are people in the overlaps, but it's the look how good my life is and how wonderful everything is in my beautiful, perfect, awesome life. And then there's people who are I'm sad all day, every day on repeat. And then you have these occasional people who are just kind of normal. But I'm just so sick of seeing the seesaw. And I was like, I can't just bye. I didn't want it anymore. I was like, no more. I don't care. And it was just people who were old coworkers, old bosses, old family members, just people that just didn't care. And I couldn't be me. I feel like me on Twitter is me. Me on Discord is me. But if I said anything the way I felt now versus when I first started Facebook and like was with those different groups of people, I was someone completely different. Like when I got married, oh my God, none of y'all would have liked me. I was the most Stepford of wives. Like everything had to be high end. I had to look great all the time. My hair was always up, my makeup was on, my earrings matched my outfit. I had like daily things that were laid out. I was an accessory hoe. I had all this stuff that I was like, working woman, professional, perfect wife. Now I'm like, you find me sexy? Cool. Not dolling up anything. And I'm like, now that I work from home 24/7, like the amount of graphic tees and hoodies that I've bought have like just, and I don't think I own more clothes anymore because I don't need them. And I'm just like, wow. And now I'm like, I don't care about plain white stainless steel. I'm like, where's the colors? Where's the fun? Where's the, like this wouldn't have been me 10 years ago. Not at all. It's just weird to see the evolution. So I'm like, I have people on Facebook who are still like, oh, perfect life. Yes, this. And I'm like, yeah, okay, shut it down. Like, not every day's a great day. Like, cool. But, I don't know. The traveling has been nice because I just I can see people and experience people. And I send packages and I write letters and I send postcards. And it feels more genuine to me than social media. But sorry, I went on a whole tangent there. Anyway,
I mean, social media is generally a very double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
But at least in regards to Twitter, at least 95% of what you see depends on the people that you follow.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, obviously, you follow a lot of people when you get on Twitter because it's like, I need something to happen. And then as you grow older, you've been there longer, your stuff, what you want to see evolves, and then you just move people away when they're a little bit too much, especially those negative people, right?
Uh-huh.
Where it's all doom and gloom, and they're like, oh no, why is everything so bad in life? And that's all they say. And then people are like, oh no, honey, I'm here for you, I support you. I know I have no context, but I am here if you need to talk. And then they're like, oh, the Starbucks had ran out of venti. Fucking crap. And they're like, oh, my life is terrible. Ugh. Like, fucking shut up.
Yeah, I have those people, though, that, like, if you unfriended one person or somebody else, they'd be like, what's happening? So I was like, guess what? I'm just going to mass unfriend everyone by deactivating my account. There you go. It's done. I think eventually I'll reactivate it for like a minute because there's an option now where you can download your whole Facebook. Just so I have like the memories and the photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll like for sure just like kill it. But I'm like, there's nothing important enough on my Instagram to keep. I don't already have it elsewhere. And I'm like, and especially after like earlier this year, that's why I only posted like this tattoo on Twitter because the amount of shit I got from older family members for my thigh tattoo was not particularly kind.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, I am 35. I make my own money. I live on my, my own. I pay my bills. This doesn't involve you. I'll do what I want to my body. Like, I'm not under your house. I'm not underage. I'm not whatever. No, this is me. I'm allowed to do whatever the fuck I want to my body. Be happy. It's not meth. Like, there's a bigger things to be mad about, right? And I'm like, but I got a lot of, like, heat about that. And I got a little defensive. And I had a moment even with my dad that I was just like, we've never usually had problems. But I was like, what's your problem? Like, we had to have this whole conversation. He was like, well, no, I just want to know what's going on. Like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm not mentally unstable. I've been planning this for a while. But I think the context was, are you okay? Because I'd always been like the golden child. Like, I'd never done anything wrong. I never got in trouble. I never did the things my siblings did. So because I like deviated, they were like, oh no, she could be losing it. And I'm like, no, I just wanted some pretty art. That hurt a lot. My thigh. And I'm gonna do it again. So, no.
One of the things
I don't get the whole judgy thing.
The whole judgy thing?
Yeah, I just didn't get it.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it doesn't like directly affect you. Okay, yeah, you're gonna see it, but big deal. Like, it's not on your body. It's not like it's hate speech. You know?
Right. I mean, octopus
I've not got
definitely is
the
fisticuffing.
Nazi manifesto to do that.
Right? Oh my god,
That's
I know.
like that's not what happened. It's an octopus.
Yeah, right? So, like, I don't understand that either. Another thing I don't understand is, like you were saying, you know, someone said, oh, you unfriended me. Who the fuck keeps track of who's following who?
No.
Like,
There are people out there.
but I don't...
It's happened before.
But I don't understand it. As I knock everything ever off my desk. It's fine. I just don't understand. Well, like, there's people that have, like, thousands of followers, but somebody will unfollow them and they'll go straight to that person and DM them and be like, yo. And it's like, you've got thousands of followers. Why do you care about this singular person? Like,
I've had that happen on Twitch.
yeah, I know.
I don't know
get
who all
it.
my followers are.
No, I
And then
don't
it's
either.
like, you unfollowed me. And I'm like, whoa.
Like,
Okay.
I don't understand keeping up with the unfollows because, like, yeah, you kind of want to know why they unfollowed, but also, you know, their preferences could have changed. What you're doing could not appeal to them anymore or whatever. And that's fine. And once you get into, like, thousands of followers, which I'm not really near that or anything, like,
But you
one
one
person
person you're
shouldn't-
not watching.
yeah, you shouldn't really be caring all that much if you lose one or two, much less tracking down who those people are and hounding them about it.
Yeah. Like that's kind of wild to me. I'm like, do you really have time to do that? Because I really don't.
I mean, like, even if you only have 15 and you lose one, like, yeah, it's more noticeable, but you still shouldn't track that person down. And you'll probably know who it is if you only have 15 followers, but still, you shouldn't harass the person at all.
All I can think of is Wedding Crashers and Stage 5 Clinger. And I'm just like, yeah, we got a Stage 5 Clinger here. Stage 5 Clinger.
Oh, dear Lord.
It's one of those, if I ever unfollow someone and they start getting in my DMs about why did I do that, I went, well, because I didn't want to follow you anymore, and you just confirmed my choice, fuck Lord.
Fuck Lord. Jesus Christ. Yeah. You would say something like that. Like, with a finger gun. See you later.
You did this to yourself, bitch.
Wait, did you just say bitchwad?
But I did say bitch boy.
Oh, okay.
But I like bitch one.
That's
Bitchwad.
beautiful. Bitch wad. Would you like a bitch wad? It's a small bitch wad.
Would you like a large serving of bitch what?
Yes.
Oh, speaking of large servings.
Oh?
Yeah.
I don't know why, because you were talking about, like, food earlier, right?
Yeah.
And my brain just flashed back to when I was, like, 9. And we went to, like, we went to Danish concert for this family-friendly, specifically targeted towards children's band. Because my sister was real into him, I was just like, yeah, okay. But we went to this pizza place beforehand, because I was right near. And I just wanted, like, a pizza sandwich. Some people know what that is, some people won't know what that is. And I'm used to them being, like, alright size, like, you can comfortably eat one, be good, for a good meal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we ordered one, like, it was a bit more expensive. Even I noticed that at, like 8, 9 years old. I was like, that's a bit expensive, but I guess, if they're willing to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm sure not. And we sit down, we get it, the waiters come around to serve this. This sandwich could comfortably feed 2 fully grown adult people, a teenager, and a toddler.
Well, you had leftovers.
I did not.
I knew that was coming.
I did not. Oh my god, I can't.
No, I ate all of mine and half of my sister's that she could not.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I can't.
There's a reason I'm a large man.
I can't. I
don't know how to do a lot, but I do know how to eat.
Yeah.
I
So
can't with you.
I know I sent you guys the photo of it, but I ordered from a place called Bayrock Wraps, and it's weird.
Yeah.
They've got like this combination of like Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, Mexican food. Like, not all in one dish or anything, but they serve all various types of dishes. And you're like, how does this even work? Is it going to be any good? And so I ordered, just a chicken shawarma wrap. I'm like, okay, fine. And I'm expecting something that has like a 1.5-inch diameter and it's only, like 8 inches long or something. And so I ordered
We're
fries.
still talking about food, by the way.
Huh?
Giggity.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
The best part of it is you would ever write in that same thing. And I was like, say it, say it, say it, say it. Yeah.
So I ordered fries with it because I'm like, okay, usually, a wrap's not going to be enough, but if I order 2, that's too much. So let's get fries so I can just eat till I'm full and it's fine. I get this motherfucker, and it's like freaking 3-inch diameter, and it's still 8 inches long, and now I can't say it without thinking it. Thank you.
Giggity. A
Tell me
challenge.
how Garth did it.
And I just
over here like,
Meaty
hello.
And I'm like, how? Like, it was slightly more expensive than other shawarma wraps I've bought in the past. But I was like, oh, a couple, like $1.50 extra. No big deal. That's fine. Whatever. It's a new place I'm trying. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. And I get this. I'm like, how's that going to fit?
That's what she said. I can't. That's beautiful. That's awesome. Well, until next time when we talk about more girthy stories. Cordelia
what fits
Chase.
in the mouth.
Wow.
Cordelia Chase, where can we find you outside the podcast?
Outside of the podcast, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok at Cordelia Chase, Cordilia Chase. Simon.
You can find me on Twitter at Warriors Lacey. I mainly do shit posts and live stuff. There's also a link tree to all of my other shit.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yes. And you can find me on Twitter, which links to everything else. It's at Renegade G, RHENE, G on the end. And if you want to reach us as a podcast, we have a Twitter, which is at StreamlessP, and an email, streamlesspod@gmail.com. Send us anything, everything extra girthy.
Well, but keep it, PG-13.
Not for Redby.
Unless it's in my DMs.
I was going to say individually, I guess send all your dick pics to Simon. It's fine.
Sure or not.
Simon, you better share. Anyway. Until next time.
Yippers.
Bye.
I didn't take a full breath.
You harmonized for a hot
And I
second, and then he stopped and just had his mouth open. I was like, Simon, you're not saying anything. And that's a wrap.